This is the iPhone 16 Pro Max in Desert Titanium, and I've had this for more than 72 hours now. And I gotta say, if it weren't for this color, you probably wouldn't even know this is the iPhone 16 Pro Max from this top-down shot. If you looked at it from the side, you see that camera control button, then you know it's the 16 series. But just from this point of view, you can't really tell unless it, other than the color, but that's really it. If I flip it to the front, which has those slimmer bezels, and I absolutely love them. It has that larger 6.9-inch display. And for those who really like the Pro Max size, is going to really like this improvement with the slimmer bezels and slightly larger display. I mean, 6.9 inches on the iPhone is just crazy, but it really is awesome if you're using it, especially for content consumption and you don't mind carrying a big phone. And that's what I've noticed. It just feels so much more sleek and elegant because of those reduced bezels. Again, the refresh rate ProMotion display is awesome, as expected to be. Last year's was awesome, 14 Pro was awesome, this is also awesome. So you can't really go wrong with the display quality itself, and that's what I've noticed in the past 3 days. It's just been phenomenal. And that's really it in design. I mean, if you want to ask me about this color, I'm not too much of a fan of this Desert Titanium. It has like a very, very slight, like rose gold tint to it, but for the most part, still seems gold to me. I don't know, that's just how I see it. It's a nice color, but I kind of wish they had some really vibrant colors for the Pros. Maybe they can't because of how hard it is to color titanium itself. I don't know, but I like the blue titanium color from last year more than this Desert Titanium. So that's what I have to say. I mean, I'm used to design, so there's really no issues with it. But just in my personal thing, I am not a fan of large devices if they have a smaller Pro. So, I mean, if the S24 Ultra literally had a S24 Ultra Mini, same design-wise, like the more boxy shape in a smaller form factor, I'd probably go for that. This has the iPhone 16 Pro, and yes, while I'm testing all three of them, I'm gonna end up using probably the 16 Pro because of having all the Pro things, but in a smaller form factor. Performance has also been really good, as to be expected. The A18 Pro, I mean, I had no issues with A17 Pro, so having A18 Pro, again, no issues, no hiccups, no bugs whatsoever. So, I mean, you're not gonna go wrong with in the performance department. Software with iOS 18, Apple Intelligence is not out yet, and it's not going to come out at least until October here in the US, and then other places a little later. And the one thing I don't really like about that is Apple touted so much about Apple Intelligence, how they kind of built this phone from the ground up for Apple Intelligence, only to not release it during its release day. So that's just me. I kind of wish, if you're going to talk about so much, kind of release them simultaneously, maybe delay the launch of the iPhone 16. I don't know. It's more of an iOS 18 feature too. Let's not be mistaken. It's more of an iOS 18 feature than it is an iPhone 16 or 16 Pro feature. I'm sure that many people still went ahead and picked up the iPhone 16, 16 Pros, whatever it is, without even caring that Apple Intelligence is not available. They're picking up the device of what it is now rather than what it's going to be in the future. At least that's how I see things, and that's why I picked it up. I picked it up regardless of whether it would have Apple Intelligence or not. So that's just me, and that's kind of the thoughts I've been thinking after the past 3 days of how Apple has delayed the launch. I mean, if it's not ready, we could have waited a little bit longer for the release of the iPhone 16. If you're saying, oh, the iPhone 16 is built from the ground up for it, but in reality, Apple Intelligence is for iOS 18. So that's just what I have to say about the whole Apple Intelligence thing. But if you're looking for a powerful phone, you really can't go wrong with the iPhone 16 Pro Max, or if you want to get the smaller size, the Pro, you can do that too. You get the A18 Pro, so it's a great chipset. The camera is also awesome. A new 48 megapixel ultra wide, which for me has been great. I love taking ultra wide photos. I love taking ultra wide videos for things like short form videos for my TikTok and all that good stuff. So definitely be sure to follow me on there if you aren't already, as I am creeping towards 40,000 followers there. And at this rate, I actually may surpass the amount of followers I have on TikTok than the subscribers here on YouTube. So it's kind of like a race. Let's see which channel gets to 100,000 first, whether it be here on YouTube or on TikTok. But I really love doing what I do here on YouTube. It's just kind of, it's my bread and butter of MTG Productions. It's what I started with and what I am continuing with, and what I put in all of my love and dedication, hard work into. So MTG Productions here on YouTube. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers. Hopefully within the next year. My goal for the end of 2024 is 45,000, and we're almost there. We're just a little less than 5,000 subscribers. So let's see if we can reach that goal. But you get 4K, 120 frames per second on this phone as well. So here's what I have to say about the cameras. I think they're really good. And the camera control button. The camera control button, it's been giving me accidental touches. But that's only like when I'm transitioning to using it. When I'm actually in like the camera app, it's not giving me too much of an issue. But other than that, just one accidental touch and it kind of takes the photo. It never records it on camera. For some reason, I'm just never able to get it on camera. But right before I sat down for this video, I was actually just at Target grabbing some groceries, and I pulled out my phone to take a photo and just randomly took a photo and came out blurry. And okay, that's weird, but it happens, and just what I've noticed in the past 72 plus hours of using this. But here's what I have to say again about 16 Pro and Pro Max. If you pick this phone up, I think it's the perfect device to start making content. That is, if you are interested in making content. If not, then disregard what I'm saying here. But if you really want to make content and you're looking, you need the best camera, you need the best audio, you need the best editing software. You don't need any of that to start off. You have a beautiful phone right here, a gorgeous phone and a powerful phone with powerful cameras and powerful software to get started. I mean, when I started back in 2014, I wish I had an iPhone 16 Pro Max, like the quality to have great cameras, to have iMovie or CapCut, whatever it is, these AI features to help with growing a YouTube channel. But it wasn't like that. I had LG G3, I had a Samsung laptop, I don't even remember the model of it, and I was using Windows Movie Maker to get my channel started. And it took quite some time for me to kind of grow to a point where I feel more comfortable to review more tech and upgrade my equipment and all that good stuff. But this right here, you can start making content. The battery life, Apple's promises so far, they're holding it really well. It's lasting me all day long. I mean, right now, I use it vigorously since the morning. I'm at 44%, and I'm easily getting 8-9 hours of screen on time. So good job, Apple, with the battery life on this. I also do appreciate 25 watts of MagSafe charging, because as of right now, I've been exclusively charging the iPhone 16 Pro Max as well as my other iPhone 16 Pro and 16 with MagSafe. It's been great. And in the case you do need a wired USB-C charging instance, you have 45 watts of wired charging. Good job, Apple. I mean, Pixel, hopefully you guys also bring in faster charging. I think faster charging is a need for devices nowadays. I mean, especially if you used faster charging, you kind of do get spoiled. And going back to something that's much slower, it makes you a little bit upset, at least for me. And sometimes when I know I have a phone that's fast charging, I can kind of plan things accordingly, if you know what I mean. But if I have a phone that's going to charge much slower, I have to charge it overnight, or I have to wake up early to charge it, whatever the case may be, or I have to have a charger with me at all times, or if I'm at work, I'm gonna charge it there. Whatever the case may be, you get a little spoiled with faster charging. But overall, the battery life itself has been awesome. So yeah, I mean, in the past 72 hours, this phone has been great, but it's an iPhone, and there's really no need to upgrade if you have a 15 Pro Max, if you have a 14 Pro Max. I think if you have a 13 Pro Max, then yes, maybe it's time to start thinking about it. But we're at a point, I honestly have to say, from the 15 to the 16, this may be the least incremental. Like, it's super incremental. I mean, the 14 to 15 felt even more of an upgrade rather than the 15 to the 16. I don't know. I feel like 15 to 16 was good, but 15 Pro to 16 Pro was just like, yeah, let's make slimmer bezels and let's add a camera control button and let's just take away the blue titanium and put in a kind of gold titanium color, desert titanium, whatever you want to call it. And there we go. We got iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. So yeah, if you have, and yes, there are other internals, Wi-Fi 7 and better heat dissipation for overheating, which was kind of an issue for a lot of people. Not all, but for a lot of people last year. So yeah, there are some other internal upgrades as well. And yes, they have new ultra-wide camera too, which is a huge plus. So definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it also really does help out the channel and will help push my content out to more people. That's been it for me. Let me know your thoughts about iPhone 16 Pro Max. I'm also going to share with you guys my 1 week later thoughts. I actually got a funny comment on TikTok. Someone was saying, yeah, you should post like a every 24-hour later type of video. And you know what? I mean, while it sounds kind of funny and ridiculous, that would be a pretty kind of trolling type of video. I don't know. But I'm actually, no lie, I'm thinking about sitting down and trying something like that. That'd be pretty funny. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.